Big Basket now presents RCB Podcast.
Hey everyone, welcome to Big Basket Now presents the RCB Podcast. This is Bold and Beyond, where we get an opportunity to talk to individuals that are involved with sports and looking to take Indian sports to the next level. So let's get started. Okay, I'm sitting with someone who I believes in the power of manifestation, right?
Yes.
Okay, so let's manifest. Let's manifest as we are RCB fans. We're sitting in the stands. We're watching RCB play, okay? We're manifesting. Sometimes they win, sometimes they lose. So we're heartbroken. We're emotional. And we're like, what if I could play for RCB? Like every RCB fan out there, what if I could get out there on the ground and meet my favorite players like Virat Kohli and take a picture with them and put them up on my wall? And then what if one day I could wear a RCB jersey and win a trophy to my time? A lot of people manifest that, right? A lot of RCB fans manifest that. But somehow Shreyanka Patil made it come true. How did you manifest your dreams this way?
It was very strong. I don't know, but I've been doing this for I don't know how many years. But once I started starting this manifestation journey, I fell in love with it. It's not just being very like, okay, I have to do it, but I just wanted to do it. I mean, I fell in love with manifestation because somewhere when you think and when you actually go through that phase of manifestation, you feel like, okay, I'm actually living it. And when it happens, you're like, oh, it's happened. So it's fun. It's a journey kind of a thing with manifestation as well. So I'm excited.
There is some serious powers of manifestation. She wanted to manifest getting an India jersey by 2025. That gives her one more year to get an India jersey. She already has one.
There's a story behind that as well.
Okay, so tell me.
So I made a vision board. My coach asked me to do a vision board because this was during COVID and I was jobless basically because
we all were, Shreyanka.
Yeah,
okay.
So I was like, let me do something innovative because I love to do painting, drawing, artwork, so I love. So I was like, okay, fine, let me do a vision board where there's something about me, about my life, about my future, how it looks or something, what I want basically. So there was Virat Kohli's picture, there was Jadeja's picture because I love his fielding. So I'd made it very innovative and very creative. And there was one place where me and my coach always talk about this saying, okay, by 2025, you'll have to make it to the Indian team.
Yeah.
So let's work towards it. Let's give it 5-year thing and say, we're only just going to practice and get you more stronger with mental and physical, whatever it is. And then I had written 2025. And then there's also a small thing where I wanted to have this academy for underprivileged.
Oh, wow.
So that's also my goal. So I'm looking forward for it.
That would be incredible. We are talking about terms that we are obviously from different generations. We are talking about terms and ways to look at life that is very different. And you truly represent Gen Z ideals because manifestation is big. But then to be able to put in that work to make it come true. So the older generation always tells you, but Gen Z don't know the value of hard work. You know, success just comes to them so easily, but it doesn't. So let's go back to the basics and let's go back to the struggles and the start. You're a young girl, as most of the girls in India play cricket with the boys in your family, with the men in your family, and you fall in love with the game because of that. But there are naysayers. So what was the early life for you when you decided, okay, I'm also going to follow in the footsteps and pick up the bat, pick up the ball and say, okay, this Maidan is my Maidan also?
So my dad used to play cricket. My brother plays cricket. My mom was sporty and all of that. Yeah. So maybe it runs in the family, I would say. My sister also used to play basketball and all of that. So I was not just like, I want to play cricket as such. I had zero idea about cricket because back then, like girls could not pick bat and ball. It was more about tennis, badminton. So we all had this, can we make career out of this sport? So I really didn't know that I'm going to end up playing this sport, but I was like, let me try everything because I love to play multiple sports. And then somehow my dad used to take me to his academy every weekends, and then I just fell in love with the sport. Most importantly, I started with fielding, not batting or bowling. Everyone starts with batting.
Yeah.
Pick up a bat and say, I'm going to hit few balls. But I don't know, I just fell in love with my fielding. And then that's how it started. And I said, no, I want this. So I think around 10, 11, I was like, okay, fine, let me take this game seriously. And then I started playing Karnataka state, and that's how it started.
Yeah, you're making it sound very easy. I know the journey is not easy because there was a period where you, obviously to play for Karnataka and get into your state, the sacrifice involves being near areas that actually have centers, and that involves, being close to the state. So that means moving away from home at a young age. What was that conversation like with your parents? Because as parents, we have a fear of our children moving away, like, kapde kaun sambhalenge, who will cook, who will, these are normal things, but also kids living alone when you're doing something for yourself. So how did that conversation go?
I mean, it was really tough for me to just go and say, Pa, I'm just going out, I want to shift and all of that. But I think around 17 or 18, I just had this thought of, okay, I think I'll have to shift my place, because it was very hard for me to travel back and forth. It's like, Bangalore traffic, and you just get irritated and frustrated for no reason, just for the traffic. And then I was like, I spoke with my coach first. I decided, I was like, okay, fine, is this a reality? I mean, is it going to happen? Like, even if I shift and all, do you think my parents are going to agree for it? He's like, yeah, you need to try and make him understand, because it's going to help your career and help your recovery. So then I was like, I told my parents, my mom and my dad. My mom didn't agree. She's like, I can't stay away from you. You will have to stay at home. But my dad, being that cool person, he's like, no, you just go, because I had a back injury and I was just going through a lot of bad time. Then I was like, I can't do that, traveling more. So he's like, it's okay, you just stay there. I was practicing at Padukone Dravid Center, 6 Academy then. So there was a hostel. So I was like, okay, let me stay in that hostel, so it's easier for me to get my rehab done and my training as well. So, yeah.
But when you're going through those periods, and obviously you're relying a lot on your coach, I know you're really close to your coach and of course your family, but there is a lot of being alone at such a young age. So, I mean, how do you still deal with that?
I mean, it's tough for me to stay alone because I'm someone who loves to be around people. And it was pretty challenging for me initial stage, but I did, because I'm an extrovert, I kind of pulled out few people and I like, chalo, let's do something. So after training, just go out for a coffee or just for dinner, plan something, because I can't just sit and do nothing. I just want to plan different stuff. And then I had my own things, doing my visualization or be it painting or drawing, just to keep my mind away from cricket and just enjoy that period. So, I mean, it was challenging, but then I enjoyed that phase also. So, yeah.
Did you ever give yourself like a time frame if this goal doesn't work out, if the vision boards don't come to life? Have you ever had those hard conversations with yourselves? Is there a time frame, or are you just kind of going with the flow?
I mean,
what makes sense?
I did think about it during the COVID itself, when I was just exploring myself, because I had a back injury. So I was just figuring out, I just called up my coach and say, do you think I can come back? Because at that time, getting into a Karnataka side was pretty challenging. And I was like, I don't think so I can make it, because I started doubting myself, because it was COVID, then back injury all together, and I was like, God, what's happening? And that's when I was like, I think I'll have to start exploring myself. That's when LinkedIn came into help and all of that. And
you used all those aspects.
Yeah.
You're like a proper businesswoman. You built a CV as a
Yeah, exactly.
Nice.
And then I was like, okay, fine. Then I did a meeting with a career counseling. I was like, I figured out a lot of stuff. And they found out that I'm into photograph, videograph and all of that. Then I started doing a
So you did like an aptitude test?
Kind of, yeah.
Wow, okay.
So then I used to shoot for some dance studio and all of that for starters. And then I did enjoy it. And then when training started again, then I was like, okay, fine. Now I don't think so I can stay away from cricket for a long time.
So it was like your true passion that came to the fore. But you tried a couple, like you said, you used to love fielding. Did you try medium pace? Did you try a couple of different other things before you decided on your
everything.
craft? So how did you know that this is the role I'm going to play? When was that moment? Or did someone...
Very funny.
Please tell.
So I started as a medium pacer. And then batting was always like on and off. I didn't really take batting that seriously. But I started as a medium pacer, then I tried wicket keeping, didn't work. Then I tried leg spin, It didn't work. And then 1 week before under 16 selections, I just tried off spin. And one of my coach, he recently passed away. So he said, no, she has to try off spin. And he was my dad's friend. So she has to try off spin, let her do it. And then she'll be good at it. And then I started and then I was like, okay, fine, this is coming naturally to me, why not do it? And then that's how it started. And then since then, I've not looked back.
But that's an amazing story to be able to identify it. So finally, at such a young age, you do that, get the call to represent your state side. That moment comes true. What was that whole day like and that moment of representing Karnataka?
I've seen Veda Akka, I've seen Vani Akka. I mean, everyone play for this state. And Karnataka, I mean, I don't know what to say, but playing for Karnataka was a pride moment. So when I got this opportunity to play for Karnataka, I was like, wow, this is so cool. Like, age group is still fine because it's kind of easier than getting into the senior squad. But it was very challenging, as I told. Getting into a senior team was very, very hard and challenging. But the practice match again, after the COVID and my back injury, I scored 100. And I picked up 2 for or 3 for or something. And that kind of led me into the senior team. And from there onwards, I mean, Vedaka was the only one who kind of was a backbone for me then. She used to be there. I mean, when I get hit, if I get hit, whatever, she was like, it's okay, I'm still there for you, I'm going to back you. So I think that support kind of helped me. And then that gave the path for me to say, okay, this is how you're going to play cricket. And I will back you no matter what. So,
and Veda is a positive person. And she's someone who, even for India, has taken pressure well. So now let's just fast forward, because in your nascent career, you've been in situations where you've had to be attacking, even though that's not traditionally what goes with your craft. So that means sustaining a lot of pressure. So what are your own mantras on sustaining that pressure and thriving in those situations?
So when under pressure, I kind of smile. So that kind of gets the nerves going down and I'll be like, okay, fine, it's okay. Like, I've practiced, even when I practice back at home, like at Nice Academy, it's all based on pressure situations. So be it batting, be it bowling, my coach puts me under that situation where it's very hard. You fail a lot. So I've failed a lot in my practice scenarios or matches, so that when it actually happens in a game, you know how to react.
Yeah.
So that's how I always believed in preparation, rather than just going out there in a match and say, I don't know what to do. So I truly believe in how you practice and how you get into that scenario. It's just not saying, okay, I just practice for feel good. That's not me. So there are different kind of people who prepare in certain way. I truly believe in getting into that pressure situation during practice and train your mind so that you're actually facing that in a game.
So was that one of the reasons for your own incredible turnaround season? Because of the way that the season started for you, and it's hard, people are watching WPL, everyone's watching you, people are aware of your name, and then there's, drop catches, and then there's performance, and there's injury, and suddenly you come back with such vigor. How did that even happen? I mean, that's like a fairy tale.
I mean, now if I sit and talk about it, I've spoken about this quite a bit times, and now when I talk about it, it feels like, oh, did I just do it so easily? Yeah. But when I was actually going through that phase, it was really tough. Because me playing WPL, RCB games in Bangalore at Chinnaswamy Stadium was something I was always looking forward to. And didn't go my way. I was disappointed because in front of my own crowd, in front of my own family, my friends, my fans, I was like, did I disappoint them by any way? I was like, there were so many thoughts going on. I dropped catches, I bowled like I've never bowled before kind of a thing. So it was just happening and I was like, I just gave a pause. I was like, what's happening? This is not how I wanted to play in front of my own crowd. And then I was like, now it's gone. Now I can't. And then I think the injury kind of changed my mindset and my thinking, okay.
Is it because it just takes you out of that situation so you have no option but to just reset?
Exactly. So what happened during MI game, I fractured my finger and then I had to step up. I played that game and then once I got to know it's a fracture, I had to miss a couple of matches. And then I think that period is where I was like, okay, fine, let me figure out what my mindset is right now. So I can't be harsh on myself, but I'll have to also understand what I'm actually going through. So that's when I actually spoke to myself and say, it's okay.
Yeah.
It's okay to fail. But the way you bounce back is what matters the most. But in all of this, I would love to mention Smriti, Luke, Malo, and my whole support system who was there that time. Who didn't, I mean, they could have easily said, okay, let's get a replacement for Shreyanka.
Yeah.
But they truly believed in me. With one hand, they were even okay to make me play. So that's how supportive they were, and they backed my skill. And that gave me extra motivation, extra positivity to just go back there and perform again. So again, I went through that phase where I'll have to start bowling again, get my rhythm back. And then when I went to Delhi, it was all about fresh start. And then I don't know how I ended up getting a purple cap, and I was just happy.
It was incredible. You're such a chilled person, and obviously that's the initial impression, first impressions count. But being an elite athlete, and especially doing what you did in that WPL, there has to be a fire within. There has to be like a burning hunger and anger, that competitive spirit. Where does that come from?
Again, going back to practice, me and my coach fight a lot. Like every day we fight.
You're talking about Arjun Dev,
yes.
right? Your coach, yeah.
Yeah, we fight.
It's okay. I've known him for a long time. We all fight with him. It's fine.
So
he won't mind me saying that.
Every day we fight. There's no session where it's like, okay, we had a good session. I mean, we do have a good session, but it's like I always end up arguing with him for no reason. I don't know why, but I have this very thing that I'm too good. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to do this. That is a 6. But then now I realize when I play all the games under certain situation, I'll be like, okay, that's what he was trying to make me feel. So that fire in me is always there, but I know where to get it and when to stay calm. So that's something I would love to give credits for him. Total credits to Arjun Dev, who's actually looked after me like, okay, fine, I'll have to look after her no matter what, because if I let go of her, then she's gone. She's like I'm that angry bird wala girl in front of him. So again, going back to practice, I always stress on saying how well I prepare, and that reflects on the field as well.
But have you heard the stories, like, in a sense, growing up, especially because your father was so involved with cricket, because Karnataka has such a rich tradition of spinners, and that to spinners with fire. So did you ever hear those stories of, from your father or his colleagues? Like, growing up, who were the cricketers that you heard a lot of stories about?
I mean, my dad keeps telling a lot of stories. E.S. Prasanna, he's a great spinner. You'll have to talk to him, you'll have to meet him. And then he being himself a off spinner, so he used to tell his own stories. Then Anil Kumble, like I've heard like a lot of people's stories.
Have you met them?
I've met them, but I've never spoken to them. But he has told his own stories, the way he used to go and watch matches, and those stories are somewhere where I feel like, okay, fine, that time also cricket was looked up like anything, and especially Karnataka. Like Karnataka is very rich in that, especially South, when you say the way they play cricket, the seriousness, like now also when we sit and talk, oh, it's actually true.
Yeah.
So yeah, I've heard a lot of stories from my dad.
So when you go now to the Chinnaswamy as a fan, so forget that you're a cricketer, you just love the cricket. What was that experience like for you? It's a great stadium with a rich heritage, and watching these RCB games, how did you get so passionately, emotionally involved, sitting with other fans? Talk us through some of those matches, some of those moments, because there's one thing you and I have in common. We both sat at the Chinnaswamy crying when RCB lost. I did it in 2016 final, and my husband was playing that final.
I've done that as well. I was sitting there.
You were also in that 2016? Oh,
I was alone against SRH.
Don't remind me. I remember. I was sitting on there were no seats. Literally, I was sitting on the steps just watching, don't get run out. Oh God, he got run out. Okay, don't get out. And we were just, how did we get so close and get so far? Yeah. So we have that in common. But I
still cry when they lose a game in Chinnaswamy. I still cry. Like recently also,
Gujarat Titans knocked you out.
Yeah, I think Harshal Patil missed that Mankad, game.
Yeah, that game. Okay.
So I was not sitting in P2 stands as well. I was sitting in some normal stands, and I was like, when they lost, I was sobbing and crying. And then I played for RCB.
Yeah.
And everyone around me
Yeah.
are like, oh, Shreyanka is crying. Because for me, I'm very attached. I'm not saying this because I play for this team, but...
No, but all these years, what did this franchise mean to you?
Pure love. It feels like a family, though I'm not a part of men's team, but it feels like there's some special connection where I can't explain that. It's pure and genuine love for this franchise. Like, since I was a kid, I've looked up to this team like nothing else is there in my life, but this team has changed me. I mean, I cannot miss a match.
One of your reasons for falling in love with cricket, would you credit?
Yes, of course. Like, I've followed Virat Kohli since I was a kid. So wherever he does, whatever he does looks amazing for me. So again, he playing for RCB and me being a Bangalore girl, local girl, very special connection.
So I love, like, if we go through your, like, Instagram feeds, it's amazing because you would be like, is she really a cricketer? Because she could be a dancer, she endorses so many brands, she's just a cool girl also, you know, stylish. And then, oh yeah, incidentally, she also plays for India and RCB. But one of the cool things is when, like, one of the many photos now that you have with Virat, but there was one where you were like, oh my God, I met him and he knows my name and he said, well, bol. Talk to me about that.
Isn't that cool that a legend knows my name? I mean, I don't know how to react.
Don't you think he deserves to because of the way that you played?
I mean, yes, I mean, I'm very happy for that. But the fact that we won the cup and then we coming back to Bangalore and meeting the men's team and they congratulating all of us. And I always had and I still have that very soft corner, very special place in my heart for Virat Kohli. I was so excited to meet him. I was jumping. I was like, okay, when is my turn going to come and when am I going to shake my hands with him? So when I met him, he's like, hi Shreyanka, well bowled. I was like, did you just call my name in my mind? I was just saying, what just happened? And I was so happy. And that sentence, for me, whatever sentence, for me, it's still in my mind. I think till my last breath, I'll still keep that as a special statement. So, because maybe I'm a fangirl, I follow him a lot. I don't know what reason, but it's going to be very special and close to my heart.
How do you balance that? So you're like self-admittedly being a fangirl and then having so many fans. Like, do you feel it's very surreal at times?
I mean, the thing is, I see everyone as my friends. Okay. So my fans or whatever, I take care of them as my friends. So even when I go back home and then there's like people outside my gate, I'll still go and talk to them. I'll be like, hey, what's up? Did you guys eat something? I love to have a conversation with them. So I love to create that bond between fans and me where it's not just like click a picture and just send them. I have a very special connection because if not for them, I don't think so I would have been here. And the love, the support the fans give me is something very special. And I always want them around me and just keep cheering for me.
So obviously being such a huge supporter of RCB, everyone else in your family is like that or only you when it comes to RCB? Everyone.
My mom also has a flag and all. She'll be like jumping when RCB is playing. It's so cute.
So how huge was that moment to get an RCB jersey home and wear it and show your, like, let's talk about that whole, you're signed on to RCB, you get the contract, you get your jersey with your name on it. I mean, like, what did you do when you first got the jersey in your hands?
So I was, let me touch upon that, this thing, the auction phase.
Yeah.
So there was this auction. The first name was Hayley Matthews and she got unsold. I was like, Hayley Matthews got unsold? What is Shreyanka Patil doing here? Just close the iPad, go home. That's how it started. And then there was a break for about half an hour, 45 minutes. And I was like, God, why do you have to give a break now? And then I was like, okay, let's go have Pani Puri. And me and Arjun sir were watching this. I said, let's go have Pani Puri because that's I'll get a little relaxed when I eat Pani Puri. So I went, I had Pani Puri and then I came back, we started watching again. And then my number was 317, the serial number. And again, 317 is connected to me. 31st July, my birthday.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's a special sign. You didn't believe in that?
Yeah, so 317, they said, they called out Shreyanka Patil. And I just closed my eyes and I was like this. Yeah. And when RCB lifted, I was like, stop.
Stop it now and
stop. And then they said, tuck, RCB sold. I was like, I was blank. I didn't really jump around. I was like, and I didn't shout and all. I just gave my coach a hug and then I started crying. I don't know why I started crying, but I just bursted out with tears and then...
Because it's a dream coming true. I mean, not many of us get to experience that.
And then I was in the place where I practice. So close to that, I was staying there. And then I was like, okay, fine, let's go home now and celebrate this. And then when I went home, my mom was holding that RCB flag. My brother was shouting, my sister was shouting. My dad was just standing. My dad wasn't doing anything. Everyone are like, RCB, RCB. I was like, oh no, don't make me feel embarrassed. It was like full like, I felt like, oh, I'm the princess kind of a thing. But then it was so much like that love, that connection. And my dad was so quiet. I was like, why are you so... But I connect with my dad a lot, and I know what he was so happy from inside. He just wanted to, didn't want to show it because he might end up crying. So he didn't want to do that. And then we just celebrated. We had dinner, everything. And then they were so happy.
So now when you wear that jersey or you wear a jersey for India and you walk into stadiums, because it's still a nascent career, do you ever... You're walking in and you see pictures or you visualize games and you see people who've played there and now you're playing there. Do you ever think back to what all the doubters or the haters had to say? I mean, have you faced those moments where people have told you you're wasting your time or you shouldn't be doing this, or still some people believe that girls don't belong in the sport? Have you ever faced that?
Few of my family members used to say that, do you really want to play this? You are a girl, you get tanned, you get dark, and all of that comments.
People are still saying that.
Yeah.
Have they not heard of sunscreen? Or
like,
caps?
You can't, I was like, it's okay, fine. And then I just ended up playing because I love the sport.
Yeah.
And my parents didn't have any problem. They were very much supportive. They were encouraging for me to do whatever I want in life. But I somewhere have this clear mindset that haters going to hate. I still laugh at them whenever they say anything or pass a comment, or even for that matter, social media or something, when people criticize me or when the memes around me, they're trolling me or whatever. On Twitter also, I recently saw something. So I kind of laugh it out.
Yeah, that's
so I
the
don't
best way.
really take it and analyze things. Okay, this is what is happening. Oh, I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't be posting this. I don't have to put this caption. No. This is my life. I want to do what I want to do, and I live my life in a certain way, and I don't want to change my life or my lifestyle for someone else. That's when I started saying, okay, fine, it's okay. Though I'm young, I want to enjoy my Instagram, I will do it. So, and then now when people like my seniors and all, they come, they're like, you changed that setup and we are all doing it now, and we are so happy. And seniors coming to me and saying, okay, we want to live the way you're doing, and that itself is a big win for me.
I think it's very interesting, and I admire the way that you're building your brand, because a lot of people know your name and you're not saying no to endorsements. And why should you? I mean, this is the time where you should enjoy every single aspect. So how do you manage all of that? Do you get help? Because for a lot of young women, it's very important to be financially independent, especially if you have that coming your way. So what are the lessons that we can learn from you in terms of managing all that whole aspect of your career?
I mean, I do have a team, like Arjun sir kind of helps me with all of this. But when it comes to social media, I love to take over. I don't want any help from them.
Yeah.
But when it comes to financial, investing and all of that, they kind of help me with it. My dad is involved. Obviously, my family loves to get involved in all of this. So they do all of that. So I kind of focus on my cricket. But it's not that I just give the whole license to them, but I also, whenever I'm free, I just ask them, what are you doing? So how is it? Where are you investing? Is it growing? So I also take that initiative to ask them what it is and what the status is with my financial thing. So it's pretty simple for me. I don't have to break my head a lot about it, but more than that, I enjoy my cricket and my social media.
What was your best indulgence after getting a nice paycheck? What is something that you enjoy buying? I believe you bought your father a car.
Yeah, I recently bought a car for my dad on his birthday. So I was planning this for a long time, and I was like, why not on his birthday? It's a special day for him. And then and he was telling, you should buy a car for yourself and all of that. I was like, haan,
but you don't want to drive in Bangalore traffic. Why do you buy a car for yourself?
No, the thing is, I was planning to buy him, and he's like, but I was actually planning that whole thing when he was bajawing me. I was actually planning to buy a car, but I didn't want to tell him because I wanted to surprise him. And then I was like, okay, fine, on his birthday, I'm going to gift him. And then Smriti, Jamie, Aru, Radha, everyone came home to surprise my dad with that car as well. And then that was a special moment for him to just open that thing, and I was like, oh, and all of that reaction. It was very cute.
It feels, I'm sure, very powerful being able to do that at this young age, to be able to do that for your parent.
Yeah, that's what people were telling. You bought a car at this young age, you gifted your dad. How does it feel? And I was like, see, now that I play for RCB, I play for India. I'm earning. So I would love to gift my parents first and then do anything else for myself. The next thing is for myself. And then I was like, my dad has done so much. He has sacrificed a lot. I was like, if I don't gift him, then there's nothing.
I think it's very intriguing now that you mentioned playing for India that you actually played CPL before you played for India.
Yeah.
So that means your name was already out there. The expectations are already out there. You got to go all the way over there in the Caribbean, which is a beautiful place to play. But it's a tough journey. You're alone. And how did you handle the expectation of an Indian cricketer coming in and considering even before you played for the country?
I mean, I was very lucky, and I don't know, I was very happy to go and play. I was the first Indian to be a part of the CPL. I was very nervous because I've not travelled alone and played for different leagues. So I was like, I don't know what to do. Are there people people are going to welcome me, or will they be welcoming? How am I going to react? Because I'm an extrovert, I don't want to hurt other people. But then I was like, no, West Indies people are chill, it's okay. Yeah. That's what I was thinking. And then when I went there, I was like, oh, they're actually so chill and they're like partying, they're dancing. I was like, that's proper me. I'm going to get gelled up with them like very soon.
Who are you most excited to see in your dressing room?
I was excited for Stephanie Taylor because she's a legend, and I just wanted to meet her and talk to her. And Sophie Devine, because she was a part of RCB, Sophie Devine, and Susie was there. So I was like, I was excited to meet them. And I also met a new friend of mine. There's Karishma Ramarag. I mean, she made me feel like safe, and she's like, whatever you need, I'm there. So it was a nice trip for me. But again, I'd not played for India then. So I thought they're going to question me. I thought people are going to ask me, you're not played for India, but how are you here? And all of that. Then I was like, if it's my skill, I'm happy. Like, if I can just get my job done, if I know I'm the best, I'm the best. So then I think the first match didn't go my way, but then the way I kind of evolved, and then my bowling was just amazing to watch my growth there. I think that kind of gave me a kickstart for my career. Like, whatever came next, I think that was the start. So I don't know, I think it's a blessing.
Isn't it amazing how the game is involved in the way that in the shortest format in T20, how captains use their spinners? It's a much more attacking mindset rather than being traditionally defensive. So has that challenged you as a player with your craft to be able to set different fields, to try different tricks, being given the ball first up? I know you had a knack for taking wickets on the first delivery as well. So what are the aspects of your game and your craft that you worked on and had to adjust?
I mean, when I played for Karnataka, they were like, you can't bowl in power play. Off-spinner bowling in power play is something like nobody even thought of it. But then I changed that setup. I was like, no, I don't want to be a containing bowler. I want to be a wicket-taking bowler. So that's how I kind of stepped in, and then it gave me good results. And then that's where I started working also. I was like, why can't I be a wicket-taking bowler? Yeah. So be it power play, be it middle overs or the death, I want to be good in all three phases of the game. And then I started working towards it as like different scenarios, be it spot bowling. Even in spot bowling, I kind of gave myself challenges where, okay, if you miss by so much, you're going to get hit for a 6. Then I'm going to set my field, what is it, visualize which batter you're bowling to. And then all of that worked. And then when I came into Indian team, I was like, I know what my job is. Like, they didn't even hesitate for me to, say, are you comfortable and all of that? Because they knew that I've come so confident, and they were like, okay, she knows what she's doing. And that itself is a bonus for any bowler. And me being an off-spinner, they'll always think that, okay, off-spinner can't be bowling in power play or in death. There's someone who can just contain and just be economic. But I kind of changed the whole setup. Then I started bowling in power play. In World Cup also, I bowled a couple of overs in the power play. And when I played the first edition of WPL, my death bowling was very good. So everyone spoke about my death bowling. That's how I kind of see myself as like, I have to train something out of the box. I don't want to be someone who is just say, okay, I'm going to bowl in certain way, but I don't want to come out of my comfort zone. That's not me. I love to come out of my comfort zone and say, okay, this is the challenge. So you have to do that challenge. So I kind of put myself in those scenarios and I say, how will I come out of this? If tomorrow I'll have to defend like a 6 runs. So how am I going to do it? If a captain just throws a ball and say, defend 6 runs. But I have to believe in myself. So that's how I practice, and it's kind of working. And I mean, there will be failures and it sometimes it doesn't work.
Setbacks in a way, yeah.
Yeah, and it's happened also. Like, there's so many matches where I didn't bowl well in death overs, but you should be okay, because bowling in death is something very challenging. You fail a lot more than you succeed in death overs. So my coach always says 10 out of 10 times in death overs, even if Bumrah wants to bowl, he won't, because he has some other variations. So you can't say...
So is that something you have to work on, variations in an over?
Yes, because I can't be bowling all 6 off-spin in a row, because T20 game has evolved. And
how do you know which variation to go to? Is that dependent on knowing who the batter is?
I mean, that's again, you look back at the videos, go through the videos and say, okay, this is where her weaknesses are. This ball, she's going to take me over, and all of that. So again, it's back to preparation, watching videos and visualizing, and then thinking what she's going to do and how she reacts. If she has played 2 balls in a certain way, she's trying something. If she's played 2 dot balls, the third one is going to go for a big one, and you'll have to be on top of her. Yeah. So that's how we sit and plan before any tournament, be it domestic, be it any league games, whatever. We sit and we plan for each and every batter, and I try and execute them.
I think it's interesting when you're talking about how people don't look at off-spin as being, you just look at it that containing role. Someone who's changed that a lot in India of late is, of course, Ravichandran Ashwin, because he is just a master of evolution and kind of throwing it out there. So, I mean, have you had interactions with him? What have you learned from watching him all these years?
When it comes to off-spin, I've followed him like anything, not just watching games, but also his interviews, his bowling videos on social media. Before the World Cup, I had few questions, I had few doubts, and because we were playing in Dubai, and I was sweating a lot. It was sweating, my ball was slipping, because bowling in death overs was very challenging for me because of the dew and the sweat together. It's pretty challenging. So I didn't hesitate. I just took my phone and I messaged him saying, Ash, this is what it is, so what do I do now, and all of that. And he responded. It was like, so, I mean, I don't know what to say, but he responded. He's saying, okay, you'll have to wear the sleeve, wear a wristband so that the sweat doesn't come down, and all of that. He explained in a very nice way. And then if you have any doubt, anything, please message me. And that was so sweet of him, a legend saying that. Yeah. And you feel comfortable. And then since then, whatever I have, I said I would love to come to your place and start working with you. I want to work with my bowling. And he's like, yes, please, we can get over a video call. We can do anything. If you don't hesitate, just feel free to ask questions. And that's something very special for me, because again, Ashwin being a legend, and his bowling, I mean, again, as I said, I go back and watch his bowling way too closely. I mean, people do say, okay, watch match and all of that, but in a match scenario, you don't really get to know what he's doing, because he has all these tricks and all of that, which I want to know. I think slowly when I start interacting with him and start training with him, maybe, so I'll ask him certain questions. So hopefully I get to train with him.
And I would love if you ask him questions about that mindset, because he's like a proper warrior. Like, he does not back down for a fight.
And the fact that he changed, saying that a spinner can't have a lot of variations and all of that. He has got that thing. He has changed his action. He's evolved as a bowler. He not just in white ball cricket, but he's also doing in test. I mean, look at his numbers. I mean, even if you look at his number, the way he delivers in any given scenario, he's
a go-to for a captain.
Exactly. So I just want to pick his brains. I mean, I don't know, he's had this scientist wala mindset. I don't know where he gets this.
Engineer wala mindset.
Engineer wala mindset.
Always looking to build
I think
things.
I've not done engineering. That's why I don't have the brains. But jokes apart, but I would love to work with him.
And just to add on to that, like a proper, I would say, one of the very important bowlers for RCB in the past, always spoke very openly about how bowling at the Chinnaswamy just made him a better bowler because it's such a scary ground to bowl, and that was 𝑩𝒆𝒚𝒏𝒅. So your experience of bowling at the Chinnaswamy, which has always been dubbed the bowler's graveyard, and has it affected your game? Was there a point where you had to make changes because of that ground and its dimensions?
I mean, the last year when I started off playing here, the first leg was in the Chinnaswamy Stadium. Didn't bowl well. I didn't know what to do. I tried different things, but my pace was way too much. And then until and unless I figured out that the Bangalore leg was over. But it's pretty challenging because dew factor, yes, and the ground is smaller than the other grounds. And also playing in front of your own crowd also is, I mean, you call it pressure, you call it what, but for me it was a little nervous. Putting everything together, it's challenging, but at the same time it's kind of fun because you don't know how the pitch is going to behave. Sometimes it's...
I don't think anyone has figured that out in 18 years.
No, I think a couple of days back I was talking to Sai Sudarshan and we were just talking about the conditions here in Chinnaswamy Stadium. Suddenly it bounces, suddenly it keeps low. I was watching the Ranji game as well. I said, what's happening? Like every half an hour or something, the pitch ka status changes. And it's actually pretty challenging for a bowler to even adapt to that. Okay, say now it's going low, so what kind of variation you'll have to bowl? And Yuzi has done it like, I don't know how he would, being a leg spinner, I know they say leg spinners are wicket-taking bowlers, but he also contained. He was managing both because in a T20 game, you'll have to do both. You just can't say, okay, I'm just going to go all out. But the mindset, the quality of bowling he got in Chinnaswamy Stadium was something amazing to watch.
Well, I'm looking forward to you conquering Chinnaswamy this time around.
I can't wait.
Since you're such a visual person and you believe in manifestation, take me through one wicket that really worked, that you planned beautifully and it came up.
It should be Hayley Matthews in the CPL because me and my coach loves Hayley Matthews. And that's another thing because for me to get her out was like that, where like, I got your favorite batter out. So not just the day before it, but once I got a call from CPL saying, okay, from Guyana or Mizan. So that's when I started, okay, fine, I'm going to play against her. So she's the best batter now. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to get a bat pad bowled. She's going to play back foot. And she hit me for a boundary the previous ball, I think, and then she got bowled and I was like... And then I didn't celebrate there. I was seeing my coach in the stands and I was like, come on. I was like, go for it. Then I was like so happy because when you visualize something in particular thing and then when you execute it and you actually get the result, that feeling is something you cannot explain or say it.
What about in the WPL?
WPL.
Or a battle that you really enjoyed?
It has to be Meg Lanning because I got it twice and it was almost similar way.
That's a big name.
Yeah, Meg Lanning, legend again. Always dreamt of getting her wicket, always visualized getting her wicket because she has all the shots. How will she get out? How do I plan to get her out? And all of that. But it took a while for me to figure out how and which areas should I bowl because she's too good a batter. And then I was like, okay, fine, this is the plan. Maybe if she gets LBW or bowled. And I got her LBW twice and I was like, that's nice.
You know, it's happened before 2025, playing for India and playing big tournaments and premier tournaments. So when that dream comes to realization even faster than you anticipated, like talk me through that day, talk me to that conversation with your family, with your coach. I mean, your first time you walk into an Indian team dressing room?
I mean, before that call-up, I was in Mumbai only.
You played India A anyway.
India,
so
I was
exactly.
During that season only. I mean, that series, I was there at the hotel with my coach, with my friend Vrinda and her coach as well. We were all sitting there and we were waiting because we knew that around that time somewhere similar it's going to come, the list is going to be out, and we were continuously checking on Twitter because that's where the news update fast. And then everyone were like, what's happening, what's going to happen, with fingers crossed and all of that. And then I get a notification on my phone saying been added to the group. I was like, what?
So before it comes out on social media?
I was being added to the group. and it said India, some group name.
That's
I was
a
like,
cool story.
And I actually opened it. I was like, what is it? Is it India A ka group or what is it? And then I saw, okay, Smriti Mandana. I was like, okay, fine, this is the Indian team. And then I was like, I call Arjun sir Pa. So I was like, Pa, just see this. And he started jumping that time I was fully jumping and I was like, come on and all of that. Then he's like, wait, let it come on internet. Then we'll share it to everyone. And I was like, okay. And then finally the list came out and we were like, we did it. He had tears in his eyes. I was full of joy. I was fully enjoying that moment. And then I called my parents and they were like, you did it. We're so happy for you. I mean, the hard work you've put in, everything and all of that. Being in that dressing room where there are so many legends was just like, I'm just sitting and I'm like thinking, there's so many people here. They already played n number of games, who have won a lot of games for this team. How am I going to do this? I'm already here now.
Yeah.
But the fact that I knew that, okay, fine, I'm prepared. Like, at some point of time, you have to say that, okay.
You have to believe in yourself that you belong
You
there.
can't
So
just say, okay, fine, I'm there, I'll do what I have to do and all of that. But I just got along with everyone. They were so welcoming. I thought it's going to be a little hard, but it was...
Don't tell me, no ragging. We don't rag juniors anymore. Come on. There's no stand on the chair and recite this.
I mean, there was.
Oh, yes, okay.
But the ragging was me dancing. They're like, you have to dance.
That's like second nature to you.
I was like,
not
okay,
first.
fine. And then Smriti knew me. She's like, Sheeto will dance.
Of course,
I was like, okay, fine. Because me, Kanika and all, we debuted in very similar time. And then we were like, okay, dancing is something I love. I started dancing. I was full on. And then the other debutants, they were like, oh, no, I can't do this. And it was a fun, like, if you go back, for me, WPL, playing for RCB and... debuting for the Indian team was something very special because it happened
in a very short period.
And I was like, do you know it's been a year since I made debut in Indian team? I was like, what? It's already been a year.
It's been a year since you got the purple cap in the WPL. So you're going to enter into the WPL like that. Sat on this couch and spoke to Smriti, and she's very openly says that because she's a different generation from Mithali and Julian, and she speaks about how 2017 World Cup was a big moment for Indian women's cricket because it was broadcast and then everyone knew you. Where did you see the change?
2017 World Cup. Because,
for you also?
Yeah. I used to watch the games and then not just for me, I think a lot of youngsters started believing that you can make something out of the sport.
Yeah.
There is a career out of the sport. I started believing that, okay, I also can play this sport and I can make it big. And that 2017 World Cup, I know we didn't win the World Cup, but the way the Indian girls played, it was just amazing to watch them. That's when I started playing serious cricket. I was like, no, I have to be a little serious and I have to take this game a bit serious and give it everything.
Did anything change when you decided to make the serious switch? Like, did you give up on anything or did you invest more time in anything?
Yeah, investing time was one major thing because I was in school that time and I was like, I had to take permissions because of the attendance thing and all of that. But I was okay to do that. I was okay to miss school at that time. And I was like, no, I have to choose between one now because doing both at that time for me personally was a challenging thing, and it was pretty difficult because you can't go to school and travel in Bangalore again, go to academy and practice because I wanted to invest a little more time when it comes to my cricket, and my dad agreed to it. My dad used to drop me, pick me. He was my first coach, and then I started changing coaches because I was growing, and then all of that happened. Then it slowly became 100 and 0, 100% of cricket and 0 studies. And I was like, it's okay, but I knew that exam time I can somehow manage something, but I kind of started giving a lot more time to my cricket, my fitness, my diet. I started saying that, okay, I have to eat good food now. I have to sleep on time. I can't be doing certain things now. So I know I was pretty young then to think all of
You're
this.
Still pretty young.
But I was like, no, this is the time where I'll have to take this sport seriously so that I can do something in a couple of years.
So no more indulging in corner house, you're saying, basically?
Oh, shit. No, like weekly once though, it is fine. There's a cheat meal.
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah, so
okay, death by chocolate or cake fudge?
Cake fudge.
No, death by
Cake
chocolate.
fudge.
Death by chocolate.
Cake fudge is the thing of corner house.
DBC is the thing of corner house. But it's so cool to hear you say that because I love the fact that you're so open about being a foodie. Right? Okay, so who makes the best doshai? Bangalore or Chennai?
Bangalore?
Mysore or Bangalore?
Ah,
Tough no? I'd say Mysore.
I think so because
No,
I like
Mysore?
Mailari.
Yeah, who doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay, chalo, settled. 5 places that we should try this time around
CTR?
in WPL. Okay.
MTR?
All the ones with the R's.
Um,
Airlines? You like airlines?
Airlines? Yes.
All the cricketers used to go to airlines.
Airlines?
So that
You
have
get
to-
everything.
You get everything.
Yeah. So is it just breakfast places or anything and everything?
Anything you want.
RCB Bar and Cafe?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, because
Have
there's
you
a dish named
have
after
you-
me. So
I
yeah.
was just going to say. I'm sure you've adjusted to the menu there.
Yeah, there's a dhaba near my academy.
Okay.
It's named Ole Uta. You get like amazing homely food. I just love that. So I think we'll have to try that.
Okay, chalo, that's good. That's our new plan during the WPL. Let's think of it this way, since you're still have so much ahead of you in terms of like what you're going to achieve, and you're in a very exciting phase. I want to just talk to you about something you mentioned to me earlier, which you said was that when I used to watch the men's team support RCB and all that, you've already played for RCB. You already won a trophy. You're part of that category. That unboxing event for me as a fan was a huge moment because I said the same thing to Smriti. I did not see that as men's and women's team. I saw that as a franchise and as RCB, and for them to honor you and give you that guard of honor. Talk to me about that. Was that emotional?
I mean, if I have to go back and think of it, me meeting all the men's team, it was just like, felt like a family. It felt like we're interacting with our own friends and family. It's like that chill kind of an environment. It was never like, oh, you're talking to Maxwell, oh, you're talking to Dinesh Karthik. It was like, it was a very fun and very easygoing conversation where we had. I mean, I love Maxi because we stay connected as well, and I have certain doubts and all. He kind of responses to all of that. DK also is my good friend, I would say. But
he's like a guru now. He's reached that phase.
Yeah.
Also, like proper. Yeah.
So, and then when I missed, I didn't have any idea that the men's team is going to stand and we're going to walk.
Really?
I was somewhere chit-chatting with Maxwell upstairs, and then they all ran, and I wanted to go in front. I wanted to walk after Smriti. I was like, I missed it. Then I was like, okay, fine, let me go.
So was it a surprise for you guys? You didn't know
It was. I didn't know. I don't know about Smriti. I think I was like, what's happening here? Then I ran. Then I was like, okay, fine, this is what they're doing. I was like, so cool. We're giving a high five and all of that. I mean, it was a special moment.
Yeah.
And then to just be a part of the team and then saying, okay, we'll celebrate it together. It's not just women has won or men has won or some. It was not like, you have done this, you have done that. It was like we celebrating that trophy, that winning moment together was something very special.
But that trophy, the years of waiting, the tears that have been invested, the emotions that have been invested, how cool does it feel to be able to make that dream come true for a franchise that you have personally been so invested in?
Yes, we are happy that we were able to win, but after 17 years, yes, we won the cup, but it's us who won the cup, because if not for their support, if not for their love, I don't think so we could have made it, but it is us who won the cup, I would say.
Let's forget everyone's diet restrictions, okay?
Okay.
Let's take Virat Kohli out for a meal. Where are we taking him?
Corner house?
And you can't give corner house for every
No,
single
Virat
answer.
Kohli, I want to see him have ice cream. I really want to
point.
see him have ice cream.
We'll put both cake fudge and DBC and see which
I think
one
he'll pick the
chooses.
cake fudge because I like cake fudge.
Smriti, her captain Smriti, you must have taken her somewhere.
Yeah. Smriti, I think I'll have to. I don't want to take her to breakfast places because she's a morning person. I wanted to take her to somewhere like a Badmash or a Fuzzy Cafe.
Okay, why not? Rohit Sharma. Where would you take Rohit Sharma? What would you feed him?
Rohit Sharma, street food.
Yeah, he loves street food.
Yes.
So what best represents Bangalore when it comes to street food?
I think it's masala puri.
Okay, fair enough. I don't think he'd mind. Harmanpreet Kaur?
Harry D. She hardly steps out, but if I had to
This is a very imaginative scenario.
Yeah, I know.
May not happen.
I think I'll take her to CTR and make her
CTR?
try the South Indian food.
MS Dhoni.
Is it going to happen, all of this?
You're the queen of manifestation.
Oh,
If
yeah.
you say it, it might come true.
I think I'll arrange a meal at my place, and I just want to sit with him
Best.
and have multiple. I have so many questions to ask him. I think we'll have
What
a
would be
good
the first
conversation.
question you ask him?
How are you so cool?
Nice. Good question. I like it. And why don't you take me somewhere? Where should we go?
I think we'll have to go shopping.
Shopping? Do I look like a shopping person? I only shop for my kid now. Take me to a meal.
Okay, meal. Okay,
Let's go
fine.
somewhere. I don't mind the shopping, by the way. I was just joking.
Who doesn't like shopping?
Shopping.
Okay. Are you a sushi person?
Yeah. Nice.
Yay, see?
I like it.
So there's a
you've got the
place,
vibe.
Daily Sushi.
Yeah, that's right. That's close to my
Yeah,
house.
we'll go.
Indiranagar. Okay, cool. Let's go. We're going after this, guys. Shreyanka, it's such a pleasure to talk to you. Looking forward to everything that you have in this future of yours. You are a representation of believing in the power of, confidence and manifestation, and just more power to you in the future, girl. And best of luck for the season.
Thank you. It was lovely meeting you and talking to you.
Thank you. So, Shreyanka from Big Basket Now, which are our digital sponsors, we've got a special little hamper for you. I know you're on what would be WPL diet, but come on, you're also youth, age, so these were all things that.
Thank you.
make
Can
happy.
I open it?
Yeah, go ahead.
Oh.
Even I want to see what's inside.
Nice. The first thing I saw was this. Sorry, trainers. But
It looks like
so
good
much.
stuff. Very cool.
Yeah.
Okay, so enjoy that. That is a good way for you to start this season. And sharing is caring.
Thank you. I got that.
Big Basket now presents RCB Podcast.